What's up, y'all? Chris. Just got back from watching UFC 155, and damn, is it cold outside. Um, anyways, I was gonna say solid event overall. Not really. The first few fights were kind of boring, to be honest, but the last two fights definitely saved the event of the pay-per-view, I should say. Um, last two fights you could both pretty much classify as wars of attrition. Dude, those fights were so grueling, they tired me out as a fan just watching them. Jim Miller, Joe Lozon. Miller was whipping Joe Lozon's ass in the first round, busting him open, had him leaking blood like a faucet, just wrecking him. Didn't look like Lozon was going to even make it to the second round, but he did. Got a little bit more of the same in the second round, although he did go for a submission attempt. Or was that the end of the first? I can't remember. I think it was in the second round. He went for something. But it still looked like it was all Miller. But then Miller tired out at the end of the second round. Lozon really came on. He tried to come on in the third. Miller was dead tired, but Lozon was tired, but was also just weathered from being beaten up. Pretty competitive third round, even though both guys were dead on their feet for the most part. And then at the end, Lozon goes for that takedown with a leg sweep, similar to, in a way, to Hayo Chonin's sweep takedown of Anderson Silva years ago in Pride. Went for that sweep. Went for the ankle lock, went for the knee bar, couldn't get it, tried to slap on a guillotine at the end of the round or at the end of the fight. Not enough time, but really thrilling fight. I don't know if I want to fight of the night just yet, but it probably should. And the main event, Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez. Man, early on, first minute or so, Cain, I was like, he's in trouble. He couldn't get a takedown. He was just grasping at legs. It reminded me of like the rematch between Chuck Liddell and Renato Babalu Sobral, where Babalu was just doing anything to try to get takedowns and was unsuccessful and got knocked out. But fortunately for Cain, and unfortunately for Junior, Cain was able to eventually get him down. But actually, I don't think he got him down. He hurt him with the right hand. Hurt him bad. Rocked him, dropped him, took him down, and from there pretty much controlled that round. Honestly, I thought that Cain was going to finish him in the first. Once he got him down, he had his back. He was hitting him with punches. Glad referee, I believe it was Herb Dean, stopped the fight. Obviously would have been premature stoppage in hindsight. But after that first round, it looked like it was all Cain. Like he was going to finish JDS soon. You know, like there's no way that fight was going to go the distance. Which we all know now wasn't necessarily the case. But, or was the case. Whatever. Anyways, second round is pretty much all Junior with takedowns. Just riding them. Not landing a lot of power shots, just controlling him, breaking JDS down. Third round, a little bit more of the same, but surprisingly, even though he was doing most of the damage to control the fight, Cain started slowing down. Now, JDS was slowed down from the first round on. Really wobbly, didn't have a lot the first few rounds after getting dropped. But for the fourth and fifth rounds, JDS, I'm not saying he was at, 100%. Obviously, he wasn't. But he actually got a bit of a second wind, had a little bit more snap on his punches, didn't seem as out of it, so to speak, whereas Cain was just dead tired, was pretty much just trying to get takedowns. When he would separate and create space against the fence, he could land some good shots, but couldn't really hurt JDS too much after that. Even in the fifth round, he got takedowns. Never was really close to finishing JDS outside of that first round, so props to JDS for showing a championship heart. But even more credit to Cain Velasquez for pretty much not dominating the entire fight, but outside of the first round, where he did dominate it, controlling the majority of the bout, and regaining his title. So, good win for Cain Velasquez, especially considering how many people were really counting him out before this fight based on the first fight. I think JDS to win this fight, but I thought that the later it went, the more it favored Cain. Although, I don't know. Cain, like I said, was tired out at the end, but he was in control for the most part. I mean, look at JDS's face after the fight. Took a beating. Anyways, good fight overall. 5 2 fights, like I said, really good. And good way to close out the year. All right, what are your guys' thoughts on the event overall? What do you think about it? And of course, Lozon Miller and JDS Cain fights. What do you think? Third fight between JDS Cain? Not going to happen next, but when it does eventually, or if it does eventually, I think it will. How do you see it going? But whatever, general overall thoughts. Talk about this event further in depth on this weekend's tomorrow Science Finance Radio Show, depending on when you watch this video. Sundays, Science Finance Radio Show. Links to that and everything else science and finance related, as well as my Twitter and the information part of the video. As always, that's it for now. Till next time, I'm out. Enjoy your new year.